Do I need it? No. Do I deserve it? Yes. It's Christmas. Good morning. Welcome to day 13 of Vlogmas. I'm just sitting here doing some beading, as always. I just went to look at a photo for my beading pattern because I can't be bothered to go on the laptop, which is incredibly lazy because it's right in front of me. And all my photos have disappeared. So I'm just restarting my phone to see if all of my images have gone. So that's exciting. Let's just do this and do this. I think they might have all disappeared. Cool. Okay, panic not. They appear to be back. I don't know where they went, but I don't like that. That is slightly too stress-inducing for me. But I'm making a sock, so I've got my sock photo up so I can make some more. Okay, that just really freaked me out. Too much. I think it shows that I need to back up the photos on my phone. It's probably what that's telling me. But the plan for today is hopefully to film a Q&A in a bit, and it's podcast day. Of course it's podcast day. I haven't filmed a podcast in ages. I can't remember what I talked about in my last podcast, but I have a hat that I finished and some mitts that I finished that I can't show on the podcast because they've already been gifted. I think it's going to be quite a short podcast. You've seen what I've knit. I haven't knit much. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Right. More beading for now. I'll see you in a bit. So I've got a couple of orders to package. So I need to cake these up because this lovely person purchased Cake My Yarn. So I'm going to cake her yarn. Just had to double check. And we got Christmas tipple. Oh, Christmas tipple, sorry. And Font of Magic, which I love this one. But yeah, I'm going to cake them up. Oh, I love caking them up because I haven't seen what this one's like in a cake. So I am quite excited to see that. So, yarn's caked, looking real cute. This is what they look like caked up. I really like this one. I'm sad that I don't know how I did it, which is kind of annoying. And now I'm going to package some orders. Nothing terribly exciting. Ooh. I mean, I guess it might be if you don't package orders, but it's only 3. Not too many, but that's okay. So we got Krampus, Vampiric Touch and Winter Wolf. Krampus. Always fun to see what colour combos people put together. You know what? It's actually quite a nice day today. Sun's out, it's not raining. It's probably cold, but that's okay. And I'm restless. I need to get out of this house. Ooh! We got a letter. Oh, I haven't put the tree on yet. Ooh, Christmas card. But yeah, I need to get out of this house. Somewhat desperately. If a podcast doesn't happen today, then a podcast doesn't happen today. And that's okay. It might be better for me to hold off doing it this week and do it next week instead when I actually have more time. Because otherwise it's going to come across forced, and that is the last thing I want. So I am going to take these parcels to the post office and then maybe go on a bit of a walk. Nothing too extravagant. I'm not going to go far, even if it's just 20 minutes. I just need to get out of the house. Going a bit stir crazy. So yeah, let's go for a walk. Parcels are dropped off, so now I'm going for a walk. I won't lie, I don't live in the prettiest part of Nottingham. We don't really have anywhere nice to look around. So If anything interesting happens, I might show you clips, but if not, this is proof that I'm going for a walk. Not that you needed proof. Why would I lie to a camera? But yeah, as you can see, it's not the most attractive area that I live in. So, who knows? Now a busload of people are staring at me, so this is really fun. Trying to get more comfortable with vlogging by myself. It's easier when there's no people like walking around. In cars I can pretend they're not real. But walking, they're definitely real. Right. See you in a bit. So I totally just went to a bakery and treated myself to a sausage roll. Do I need it? No. Do I deserve it? Yes. It's Christmas. I'm allowed to have a sausage roll if I want one. They're really not good for you. For those that don't know, a sausage roll is sausage meat wrapped in pastry. And then it tastes really good. But it's not good for you. But it's good for the soul. That's what I need in my life. Constantly. Forever. That was nice. I'm glad I did that. I wasn't out for long. Half an hour? Not really long enough, but got some colour in my cheeks because it's quite cold. I had my hat on, which is through there, and yeah, I just needed that walk. I just needed to get out of the house. My goal, I don't have resolutions. I used to do resolutions and they were always the same. Stop biting my nails and lose weight. And you know what? I've been the same size, give or take, most of my adult life, except for when I lost loads of weight a couple of years ago and looked really good. And then it went back on again. And then I bite my nails still, except for a couple of spells where I stopped biting my nails. But maybe this year I won't set resolutions. Maybe I'll do more goals. One of my goals is get a routine. Have a routine in place. Get out of bed and say, these are the hours that I'm working between, and do it. The bad thing about being self-employed, I need to be more self-motivated. I just get very distracted. I've got a big old spot here, so that's slightly painful and less fun. But yeah, 2019, I mean, I am serious about the corner of craft, but I meant what I was about to say. I want to get serious about the corner of craft. I am already serious, but I mean like routine wise. I need a routine. I need to get a routine in my life, and like, because I think it would really help me with structure and like a little timetable. On these days you're releasing a newsletter, which means you need to write them on these days, blah blah blah, you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm gonna do my sausage roll and chill out for a hot minute, and then I'll get back to you in a second. Bye. So I printed out the pattern for my voltage shawl ages ago, and I printed it out in black and white. I don't want to show off too much of the chart, just know there's colour work here. So I've got my colouring pencils. I'm going to colour in the colours because I didn't think about it. And then I looked at it just now to start it, and I thought, farts. You can't tell where the colour changes are. So I'm going to get the laptop up. I'm going to have the laptop for reference in colour, and while I colour in the chart. Oh no. I'm such a moron. I printed it out and I didn't think it was that bad. But looking at it now, it is that bad. So, colouring pencils to the rescue. Well, I've changed location because my laptop battery was dying, but I've coloured in all the charts. There are many of them. 5 pages of charts, and my arm aches. Luckily, it's not super intricate and it's large blocks of colour, but I've learnt from my mistake and will not be printing colourwork patterns in black and white again. I know some of you will probably be thinking, why didn't you just reprint them? Ink costs quite a lot of money. I'm cheap. I'm cheap. I'm self-employed. It's Christmas time. Come on, like I'm not rolling in it. So we're making do with the colouring pencils that I've had for years, and they were far too small for my hands, and I've got slight hand cramp. But I'm about to learn how to do Intarsia. Intarsia. See, I never knew what it was called because my mum just did it all the time for all the jumpers that she'd knit us through the years. It was just knitting. It's just colour work. I didn't know it was called Intarsia until, you know, the adult knitting years, which sounds far more sexual than intended. But yeah. I also realised I haven't had tea yet today, so maybe I'll rectify that right now. We shall see. I'm doing Intarsia. I'm doing it. Look, it's happening. I had a bit of a kerfuffle with the instructions because there is a very basic error that I definitely could have corrected, but I'm an overthinker, so I thought it was wrong. So thank you to Caroline of Dunderknit and also Nessa of KNITCRATE for helping me out, because I know that Caroline has knit this and Nessa's just a fantastic individual. And this used to be the control key, and then I dropped a bowl on it. Basically, I lost control. Luckily, we're getting a new laptop for Christmas. But yeah, I'm doing Intarsia. So the colours I'm using are all from Rusty Ferret yarns. And this one is called Sunshine. This one is called Quarantine. And this one is called... I don't know, 1 second. I lied. So the black is Static, the yellow is Sunbeams, and the grey is Quarantine. And I bought all of these at Edinburgh Yarn Festival, and I knew they were destined to be a shawl together, but I didn't know which shawl. And then Sue Stratford brought out the Voltage shawl, and Destiny. They're going to fulfill their knitting destiny. Yay! Intarsia. I'm going to get in a big old tangle with these balls of yarn, though, let me tell you. Fun times. It's time to open the Pen Advent calendar, even though I'm late doing it, because usually I open it in daylight, and now Mario's here. Yeah. Well, he's over there. Ooh, salted caramel matcha. I can have that tomorrow, maybe. The smooth and decadent matcha is founder Chrissy's favourite to enjoy with a splash of coconut milk. Any type of milk works too. Needless sentence, of course it does. Now it's got matcha, green tea, cocoa powder, and natural flavouring granules. Salted caramel matcha. You can't see it because of the glare from the tree. How exciting. Maybe I'll have that tomorrow morning. That might be quite tasty. You don't want it in the evening because otherwise you'll be hyperactive off caffeine. Not that I tend to get hyperactive off caffeine. It happens sometimes. It doesn't take much to make me hyperactive, in all fairness. Cool. Now I'm going to open the advent calendar that Mario makes for me every day. He puts something in this tin, which is nice. Have you worked out how you're going to do it when I'm at Mum and Dad's? Yeah. We might not have an advent tin for a few days and then have a lot at once. Oh, I got Frosties! They can go with my salted caramel matcha tomorrow morning. I got Frosties. I got some more washi tape, which is like a green and white, I think it's green and white check. Washi tape. And a stamp of, a little angel holding a heart. Ta-da, ta-da-ta-da. Maybe if people order things from my shop on Saturday, I will stamp their envelopes when I post them. That will be nice. You have a Christmas stamp on your envelope. But yeah, and that was the advent calendar of the day. And now I'm gonna go back to talking to Mario. And I still haven't had a tea today. It's quite bizarre. Oh, I got my camera on the wrong setting, one second. And that's more like it. It probably looks the same. Hopefully it looks the same. It should look the same. But I am finishing off these mittens for Mario. I knew I'd end up doing this. That's okay. I need to do the thumb on this one, but I finished the cuff, and this cuff looked much better than the cuff on the original. So I ripped out the cuff on the original, which is easier said than done, because this is alpaca, and alpaca is halo-y, and it likes to get all nice and tangled up with itself, so it was quite difficult to unpick. But I managed it, and I'm now re-crocheting the cuff. And I just asked on Instagram, just posted this on Instagram, have your say. What do you want to see from the Corner of Craft in 2019? Different colours, yarn bases, video ideas, club, stitch markers, requests, anything that you want to see from me and the Corner of Craft, which does also include chromatic yarns, obviously, in 2019. Now's the time for you to have your say, because why not? So just head on over to Instagram or comment on the video, either or, whichever. Sorry that I didn't actually do any of the things that I said I was going to do this morning, like record the Q&A and, oh, it's podcast day. That didn't happen. I spent the evening, I'm going to close this because, oh, the glare is quite unattractive. Spent the evening chilling out with Mario, watched MasterChef, and he crocheted a bit on his mitten. I could also just put this here, and I don't have to hold it. There we go. Yeah, he crocheted a bit on his mitten, and then I took over because it needs to get finished. I did also sit on a knitting needle, so that was incredibly painful. I had a tea. Mario baked some cookies that we had in the freezer that were left over from where he works, which was nice. So they had leftover cookie dough where he works, so he brought it home and it went in the freezer, so we can have some cookies when we want them. But yeah, just another very chill, relaxed evening. Tomorrow's evening is going to be less chill and relaxed, and I might be talking to you less. Will be talking to you less, because we're having like a D&D social. So like I said, I don't have a work social. We're having a D&D social. So my D&D party are meeting up because Marion's place at work is having a pizza night. So we're all going to the pizza night, even though he's working, so he won't be able to join us. And then going to the pub down the road. So should be fun. Should be fun. Don't want it to be a crazy night because I'm going to Sheffield the next morning. But yeah, it'll be nice to, you know, socialise. But yeah, just finishing off this cuff. It's a lot of crocheting through the back loop. I'm pretty sure I've messed up on this one, but it doesn't look bad, so I'm rolling with it. I don't know how I did it, but whatever, Trevs. I started to knit the second waveform, well, my version of the waveform mitten, which I knit a fingerless version, because these are a gift knit, and I managed one row before Mario asked me to help him out. So I also bought some lace weight yarn yesterday, only from Wool Warehouse because it's not very expensive, which I kind of hate myself for doing. But I bought some lace weight yarn and some very 1.5mm knitting needles, so I can knit some more things for little Lola, so that will be nice. And I need to get working on those sewing patterns. But yeah, just got a couple of bits to finish off for the shop update tomorrow. Got some stitch markers upstairs that need to go in the shop. I need to photograph all of these and get them in the shop and schedule the update for Saturday. So that should be good. But yeah, time's it. 8:30. I think that's everything I have to say. I hope that you enjoyed Vlogmas day 13. And that it was somewhat interesting for you. A bit more interesting than I think yesterday's was, in that I actually left the house. You know, sometimes I just need to go for a walk. I just get very restless and very fed up in the house all day by myself. That's a sad, sad story. But and I think it's also because I'm just getting excited about Christmas now, and I just want to go on my Christmas holiday because I know it's coming up. And I should have, yeah. I thought I had an extra week, then I do. I don't have an extra week. So, yeah. Need to get Christmas cards in the post. But yeah, I think that's everything I have to say. Thank you very much for watching day 13, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!